Mighty Keef.
Welcome to the Mighty Keef Network, where we basically just mind our own black ass business until we can't. And while minding my own black ass business, a slew of gaming information has come across my field of view. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you all so much, all of you. It is a new year, and I don't know how long you've been rocking with me, if it's been for a week or if it's been 5, 6, 7 years. I want to thank you guys, because this has been awesome. I know that this is like the last day of the first month in the year, but it's never too late to say Happy New Year. And what a year it's going to be for gaming, I cannot wait. A long time ago, I think it was September of last year, E3 actually announced that they were going to come back in 2023. But now they're not. Well, they still are, but they just announced last night that they're gonna have E3 with no Nintendo, no Xbox from Microsoft, and no PlayStation. So basically, I don't know what else there is. Since I was just a little kid, I've always dreamed of going to E3 and enjoying this amazing monument to gaming while you're walking in the avenues and seeing all the stuff, all the new tech and whatnot. And I just don't think that's ever going to happen because, yeah, E3 doesn't seem like any of the big companies even want to mess with E3 anymore. I understand it's probably not as profitable. They can kind of stand on their own. And I think Nintendo is like the front runner of that. I think they started these Nintendo Directs and it was like, we really just don't need anyone. And then Sony and Xbox were like, wait, we don't need anyone either. What are we doing? But we can always look forward to Geoff Keighley's presentations. I think he has one in the summer and he definitely has one at the Game Awards at the end of the year. So we're not all gone, but unfortunately E3 is not looking like the move. For the next piece of unfortunate news, we have The Day Before. I don't know if you've ever even heard of this game, and if you haven't, if this is your first time seeing it, completely understandable. Let me put you on game. The Day Before was actually supposed to be like the newest modern, just open world multiplayer zombie game, right? In my head, it was like just hopefully a better State of Decay 2. Although State of Decay was actually pretty fun by itself. But this was supposed to be like the more hyper-realistic survival one. And it looked great, you know? And every time one of those new games from those, you know, developers that you don't really know about, whenever those games look great, it's usually too great to actually be true. And it is. This game isn't real. It's not real. No, it's not real at all. To stop myself from being sued, I will add on the word allegedly. It's allegedly not real. This game was actually announced a few years ago and was supposed to come out, I think, in a few months from now, or like a month and a half from now. And we have gotten very, very, very minuscule amount of gameplay and information. The only gameplay we got was kind of like that scripted Ubisoft-esque gameplay, and that was it. We never saw a full mission. But you know, organically, we never got too much information about what's in the game outside of you're gonna have to fight off raiders or zombies and stuff. Yeah, that's just it. And it was supposed to come out like a month or so from now. Well, apparently the game is no longer on Steam's list because, get this, the company lost the trademark to the title of their own game. How is trademarking your game not the first thing you do when making said game? So they use that as a reason that they have to delay the game for an extra 9 months. 9 months. This game is not coming out now until November. And it was supposed to come out, like I said, next month. But apparently, even that's a lie. The director had already been told by the higher-ups that the game was going to be delayed even before they even found out about the copyright issue. So I just don't think this game exists. But it would be sick if it did, you know? It'd be really nice to have this really multiplayer, or maybe even MMO-esque kind of open world survival game. Kind of like what they were gonna do with New World if New World wasn't trash. Sorry for all you New World players. But that'd be kind of cool. I think that idea is pretty cool. It's a little different from the WoWs and the Guild War 2s and the Destinies and the other MMOs. Just have a big open world survival craft thing. That's where you have raids and stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty interesting. But we're not getting it with this game, I'll tell you that.
Now, a word from our sponsors.
Like most people, sleep is very important to me. So I'm very excited to be working with Helix on this video. Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses and beddings that are customized to fit your needs and conveniently shipped right to your door. Now everybody's different and Helix knows that, so they made a sleep quiz that matches your unique body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Based on your regular sleep positions and your mattress preferences, Helix will have something for everyone's unique taste. So personally, I sleep on my side. That's how I always wake up, that's what I always fall asleep to. So I always get the medium firmness for mattresses. I put that into the quiz and I got matched up with the Midnight Luxe mattress. Adding the Glacio Tex cooling cover keeps you cool in the middle of the night. And that feeling when you turn over the other side of the pillow to rest on the cool side, well, you get that, but just on the mattress. It really keeps my comfort level pretty high. I need to have like a specifically designed mattress because I've been having some chronic back issues for a little bit. That's what happens when you get old, I guess. And I've been feeling pretty comfortable on my mattress so far. Helix delivers you a mattress right to your door, free shipping in the United States. It also comes up pretty nice rolled up in a box and it's easy to set up. Best part about it is, if you don't like it, guess what? There's a 100-night sleep trial. So you can test the mattress, and if you don't like it, you can send it back for a full refund. And the best thing about the refund is, Helix will send people out to come and get the bed. You don't have to do anything. You just gotta tell them after the 100 days, I don't like it, if you didn't like it, and they'll fix everything for you. Plus, if you do like the bed, there's a 10-year warranty on it. And they even offer financing options and flexible payment plans, so a great night's sleep is never far away. I am absolutely loving my Helix sleep so far, and I think you would too. If you're looking for a new bed, check out Helix. You can click the link below, or you can go to helixsleep.com/MightyKeef. Again, that's helixsleep.com/MightyKeef and get up to $200 off your Helix mattress plus 2 free pillows. Now, this is a game I have been told by many people on Twitter to create a skit about. I'm still a little up in the air about it. I might, I might do it. I kind of do my skits when I'm really feeling the passion to do it. And this game is Hogwarts Legacy. If you have been on my Twitter, you know I've been very vocal about this situation. I won't get into it too much right now. Like I said, I might make a skit about it. But there is a big discourse, a big conversation around this game. It's doing numbers currently. It is, I think it was Steam's highest selling game for weeks, right? Before the game even came out. I think it might even still be the highest selling right now. If you don't factor in like the free to play games like Valorant or what's it called? The one that's like really old, Counter-Strike, there we go. And it doing well is bringing up a conversation about what it's doing to marginalized groups that are being targeted by the creator of Harry Potter. Now, like I said, I'm not about to get into that right now. That may be a video for a completely other time. That's the conversation surrounding that video game at this time, which is very unfortunate. It's a whole unfortunate scenario because the game actually looks pretty fire, if I'm being so honest with myself. Recent gameplay came out, the embargo was lifted I think last week, and a lot of gamers who got flown out to different parts of the planet to play this game have all came back with some pretty good reviews and pretty good information about it. And I don't know, it looks fire. My biggest concern was that, is this just gonna be some cash grab trash story? Because Warner Bros, they don't have the best track record, right? They don't have the best track record, unfortunately. But from what I've seen so far, it looks pretty promising. So we'll see what happens when it drops. Recently, on January 26th, I believe, led a little Xbox Direct, right? With Bethesda and some other games, and they were all okay, somewhat, I guess. The biggest highlight is probably Hi-Fi Rush, right? That game kind of just like silent dropped right after the Direct, and it's going crazy. It had overwhelming positive reviews on Steam. I haven't heard a single bad thing about it on social media. Everyone loves it. Me personally, I'm not into like those kind of musical kind of games, right? But I can understand it, and some people are telling me it's Devil May Cry meets a slew of other games. So I don't know, maybe one day I'll check it out. It's only $30. I like that kind of cel-shaded animated style that's going on. So who knows, maybe I'll check it out. If you guys have checked it out already, let me know. I don't know too much information about it except that it has music and has action and it's fun. So GG's, that's a pretty good win for gamers all around. But also during that Xbox conference, Redfall dropped. Now, Redfall is actually a game I was looking pretty forward to. Out of the Microsoft games that are coming out, Atomic Heart, Redfall, Stalker, and Starfield are the ones that I think have the most promise. Those are things that are supposedly supposed to be coming relatively soon. You know, I think this year, right? 3 of those games are supposed to come out this year. Atomic Heart reminds me of BioShock. Who can hate on BioShock, right? So if you can give me just a little bit of that magic and flair, I'll take Atomic Heart. Redfall was something that I was kind of hoping would do well. You know, there hasn't really been another Left 4 Dead. There's been a lot of stuff to try to be Left 4 Dead, but they've all kind of just dropped the ball. Back 4 Blood was supposed to be the spiritual successor. It was just spiritual ass. It was doo-doo dookie balls. It's not a good game. There are other 4-player co-op games like Vermintide, you know, horde games like Vermintide 2, but that's a little outdated right now, but it's still fun. Darktide was supposed to be something that was really good, but the developers so far have kind of dropped the ball on it and didn't bring out some of the promised stuff. If you play Darktide, you know what I'm talking about. These are all 4-player co-op horde games, and that's kind of it. World War Z is okay, you know, but nothing really scratches that itch like Left 4 Dead 2 when you want to play a 4-player co-op horde shooting game. And Redfall looked like it was something promising. It's by Arcane Studios, which is already a decorated developer. And if they could throw out something with a 4-player co-op and everyone kind of, you know, there's like multiple ways to tackle a mission that's pretty historic with their games like Dishonored and what's the recent one with the black guy and the Hispanic chick? Deathloop. Those are games I love. So far for me, Prey, Dishonored 1 and 2, and Deathloop are all bangers. I have nothing, like Arcane has been great for me. So I was really hoping Redfall would be great, but it looks like it's not exactly what I thought, which doesn't make it bad, by the way. It's just different, right? Instead of a take on Left 4 Dead 2, or Left 4 Dead, it looks like it's a take on like Far Cry, kind of, which is, you know, it's different, but I still am okay with Far Cry, and I do trust this studio, so we'll see what happens. Like a Dragon-Ishin, I hope I didn't butcher that. It's coming out like in the next few weeks. It's coming out in February. It's one of the big hitters in February, and you know, I don't know too much about it. It looks good, but I really liked the new style of Yakuza, like the turn-based combat. Turn-based combat is so good to me. I grew up with it, and I love action, don't get me wrong, but it seemed like they were doing this little thing where the Judgment style games was gonna be that old school Yakuza beat 'em up, and then the new Yakuzas were gonna be like a turn-based, class-based system. And I was like, perfect, we get both of both worlds, but it doesn't look like that's gonna be the case for the new Like a Dragon game. I think they've gone away with the Yakuzas, right? And it's just Like a Dragon. But then again, someone told me that it was always Like a Dragon, but it just translated over into America as a different name. If you guys have information about that or clarity about that, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. It doesn't look like it's going to have any English audio as of right now. And I think that was like a thing. Some people have like a barrier where they just can't play games that have subtitles for 45 to 60 hours, which is understandable, by the way. So that's gonna be interesting because Yakuza, I think, was probably the first Yakuza game that had English in it, right? Judgment, those titles always have English, but that's gonna be pretty interesting. Either way, I'm gonna probably check it out. Those are fantastic games, and I think they need more love. In that same month, Octopath Traveler 2. Octopath Traveler 2, guys, is a huge game for me. I really loved the first one. I thought it was damn near a masterpiece. The only problem with that game that stopped it from being a 10 out of 10 was that the story of the characters you go with, they didn't really interlock at all. And that is like just not a thing, especially with like Square Enix Final Fantasy-esque games, right? It's like, but like the characters are supposed to have stories together, right? And you have 8 characters and they all have their own stories, and it's fun, but it's just such a long game, and it just feels like that was just such a missed opportunity to have more cohesion with the characters. And thankfully, that one and literally only problem with that game is being corrected in the second one. They made a point in the first trailer of Octopath Traveler 2 to let you know the characters are going to be connected. And I was like, perfect. Why can't, I can't imagine the game not being a 10 out of 10. And like I said, like I just told y'all, I love some class-based, turn-based strategy games, strategy combat. So, you know, that's a day one for me. So we've talked about games that are coming out, but what about games that have just recently dropped? Fire Emblem Engage. For those who are into this series, I know it's a little bit more niche, right? It's very niche. it's a huge weeb fest, fucking weebs. And honestly, I love this game. I'm not like a super weeb. I do love me some anime, but the spectrum of this game can get very, very weeb, right? And this one is no different. As you can see, the characters are very anime-esque. They have very anime-esque dialogue. But what is different in this game is that you can't really do a lot of the social stuff that this game is known for. I believe you can still marry and whatnot, but that's like stuff that's at the end. It's not really anything that's prevalent throughout the story. And usually in these games, you build a relationship with your units. You know, you build friendships, you build love interests, and that helps you in gameplay to some extent, right? But throughout the game, you know, you'll have specific dialogue and things that you can do with the love interest, and that was a huge thing for people who love this game. It was like a dating sim and a strategy game and an RPG, all in one, right? And in Fire Emblem Engage, we've kind of foregone the dating sim aspect of it to bring on a more robust and strong tactical gameplay loop. So if that is something that you enjoy in these games, I suggest you get this one, because this is probably the most fun I've had in a Fire Emblem game in terms of the gameplay wise. And then we have what I'm literally addicted to right now, and you can find it actually on my second channel that I will shamelessly plug right here. It's the Dead Space Remake. This game is amazing. I'm actually playing the game blind, and oh my God, I'm already on chapter 3. I have been just no-lifing this thing. I love it. It is so good, and I'm gonna have a full playthrough on my second channel. I already have the first episode up, and I'm gonna have the second episode up probably tomorrow or today, maybe even. But I hope you guys enjoy that. Again, you can go there to check it out. And that game is fantastic. I hope they remake Dead Space 2. But I'm probably gonna play Dead Space 2 on PC before it comes out, because I'm already addicted. If Dead Space 2 is anywhere near as good as Dead Space 1, I'm gonna love it. I did hear that Dead Space 3 is unfortunate ass cakes of doo-doo town. But you know, I might play that anyway just to see, you know, because my thing is, a game is never as good or as bad as people claim, except Last of Us 1. That was literally a perfect game. But that's kind of all I have for you guys today. This is the first kind of news thing I've done so far this year, and I wanted to implement more of these last year, but this is it, right? I'm fueled. I know I slacked off last year. I am fueled. You guys have no idea. I'm actually also pretty intrigued with the idea of shorts, doing shorts. I think somewhere down the line, I just needed to do not more, but different. And I think I made that mistake of trying to do more things by making a new channel and doing all this other stuff behind the scenes, that I kind of overwhelmed myself instead of doing different stuff. And I think doing different stuff is what helps me feel motivated to be creative. And I want to thank you guys again for being here for this journey that I've been doing. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of what Mighty Keef has to offer for this year. But yeah, till then, see y'all in the next video.
Or that's just crazy.